In this homework problem, we're going to solidify our understanding on how to create a three-statement model by replicating the steps that we did in our last video, but this time with our summary financials. So by the time that you're done, you should have a cash flow section that is able to pull the information just from these two sections that we created earlier. Do you think you could do it? Go ahead and pause this video and meet me whenever you're ready to go over the solution. All right, so let's get started. I'm first just going to copy this top section over here so that I could preserve the formatting. And I will paste and call this cash flows as such. Okay, now for our statement of cash flows, we are going to want to have a beginning cash, then a total cash flows, which is going to be the sum of cash from operating activities, cash from investing activities, and cash from financing activities. As such, we're going to change the formatting in just a sec. And then I'm going to say ending cash as such. Okay, let's now fix the formatting. So I'm just going to copy this with a Control C. I'll then come here, and to paste the formatting, again, you can click on paste and then click this button over here, or you can hit Alt HVR as such. And I don't know if that copied over. It did, but I need to just bring it to the left. So I'm going to copy this here. I'm going to hit Alt H V and then V to paste as special so that the formatting doesn't copy over. All right, let's do the same thing here. So I'll select that with Shift space and then Alt H V R once again. I'll bring that to the left by pasting special. All right, now this, let's just copy and paste for all of these, Alt H V R. And then for this here, let's do the same thing, Alt HVR, and I'll bring this to the right. Okay, let's just ungroup all this for now, Alt AU, and I'm gonna hit that. Actually, this is okay to be grouped as such. Okay, so beginning cash is always gonna be equal to last period's ending cash, which in our starting period, that is going to be 0. Now for total cash flows, that is going to be the sum of the information over here. And then for our ending cash, that is simply going to be our beginning cash plus our ending cash as such. All right, so let's now connect the balance sheet to the income statement. So retained earnings is going to be equal to last period's retained earnings plus this period's net income. I'll just copy and paste that, and let's drag that forward as such. So just to double check, if I type in 50,000 over here, you'll see that the information populates. And let's just reduce the rounding. You can hit Alt H9 twice in order to get that as such. Okay, now let's continue. So cash from operating activities, like we spoke about, we start with our net income, and then we take the difference between our current assets and our current liabilities. For assets, we need to do last period minus this period. For liabilities, this period minus last period. So let's do that. Equals net income plus open parentheses. Now I'm going to look at all of my current assets, which is really going to be these three items over here. So I'm going to say sum. And for last period, I will just select these here minus sum of this period's values as such. Okay, that is going to be our assets. And let's close that up. And then we'll do the same thing for our current liabilities plus the sum of current liabilities for this period minus the sum of the current liabilities for our last period. And let's close that. And just to help with the readability, I'm going to wrap this around parentheses as well. And I'll hit enter. Okay. Now again, I just want to reduce the decimals. Okay, so for cash from investing activities, that really is just going to be the change in our current assets. I'm sorry, not current assets, our long-term assets. So I'm going to simply take the sum of, in this case, it's really just our fixed assets. I guess other assets could also be long-term. So why don't I just select both of these minus the sum of these two over here. Perfect. Now our cash from financing activities is going to be any debt or any equity that is either contributed into the business or taken out of the business. So I'm going to just simply take the sum of the debt and contributed capital minus the sum of the debt and contributed capital from our last period. and we'll hit enter. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work. I'm gonna take this here, let's drag it all the way to the right. Now the real test is going to be if I set my cash to the ending cash, does my balance sheet tie? And I will hit this over here to set cash. So I link it. And again, we don't want that. I'm gonna copy and drag this to the right. Okay, so it looks like we have an issue where our balance sheet is not fully tying. And one of the things that it seems, we have a minus by accident here. I'm not sure how that happened. So I'm gonna reduce that and let's just copy paste. Okay, now it looks like everything matches. So let's just go over and populate and see if this could actually work. So let's say we have a 30% margin. So I'm gonna take this times 0.7 as such, and let's just put 5,000 in that, 1,000 in payroll, and let's just say 500 over here. All right, 8,500, that means we did a net income. Does my balance sheet still tie? 8,500 and 8,500. It looks like this part though isn't populated. Let me just fix that. And let's drag that forward. Do we have that issue here as well? We do. But that's okay. And I'll do the same thing over here. Okay, 8,500 and 8,500. Now the real test is going to be, if I enter in different values in my balance sheet, will this continue to have my balance sheet tie? So if I just put, let's say 500 over here, it looks like that then puts us at 8,500. I'm just gonna, again, copy the formatting so that we don't have those decimals. But as you can see, my cash goes down by 500. And again, that makes sense. The more that I have in other assets, the less that I have in cash. So if I just put this at 1,500, my cash continues to go down. And let's just try again, 600, 500, and all that information continues to adjust. Now, like we said, the opposite is true with our liabilities and owner's equity. When those go up, that means instead of paying in cash or, instead of paying in cash, we paid on credit, or we received something, we received some cash in exchange for a promise to pay or a slice of the pie with our equity. So if I just change this, let's say to 5,000, it looks like our cash is going up. This could be at 500, 150, 25,000, and all of that information goes up. And I could just put 500 as such. So 44,150 equals the sum of these two over here, 44,150. So just to finish, I'm going to paste over the formatting so that all the information updates. But now we officially have our abridged 3-statement model that ties to a T. So nicely done in understanding these fundamental concepts. Let's now progress to the next section.